Taurus, your freedom, your confidence, your strength, this is all going to come to you through you realizing and understanding that you are gonna need to have this reconciliation. This reconciliation is more important than you can possibly imagine, my gorgeous Torini. You need to understand that there is this specific person in your life you need to reconnect with, like almost immediately if you possibly can. I know this has been eating you inside for a very long time, and I know that this has been a problem in between you and somebody else. You know, I can sense and I can feel this bitter taste in your mouth you've had when last time you like had some kind of an argument or some kind of a row or some kind of disagreement with this particular person, and this happened a while back. And I need you to understand that I get it. You know, you did decide, you kind of decided to bury this at the back of your mind in order to deal with it. You know, I do understand this because this is the way we protect ourselves. You know, it's absolutely fine. But you are really going to be reminded of that person at around the beginning of this week. You will be reminded of that person, and it's somebody who, you know, you had an argument or some kind of a row with, and somebody who you do not have a connection with whatsoever anymore. But it is to do with a prominent person in your life, and it's to do with somebody who you know for a very, very long time. So whether this is like a friend that you know for a very, very long time, they become like our family members, you know, in tarot card readings and things like that. It's the same vibe, it's the same energy. So it's either like a friend or a person that you know for a very long time and that you were affected by it so much because this did affect you. You were affected by it. Or this is like a family member, like one of the immediate family members that you've had a row with like a while back. And I know that this could be like so boring to some of you. Why am I talking about this so much? Because it's important. It's important. And you will hear something about that particular person at around the beginning of this week. And that particular person is going to do something wonderful, something so gorgeous, something so beautiful, you know, something so amazing. And it's yet going to, and it's not even nothing to do with you. That person is not going to do like something amazing to you, but that particular person is going to do something amazing to somebody else who you also like really, really care about, who you really care about, and who you were worrying about lately. Somebody who maybe is their health is becoming like a little bit affected. Maybe it's due to their age or some kind of illness. But this is going to mean to you so much because you're going to find out that that particular person who you fall out with, who you had an argument with, that important person in your life has done something amazing when it comes to another important person in your life who you did not have a row with or anything like that. But that other person means to you like, oh my God, the whole world. It means to you so much, so much. And you are going to soften up. You're gonna soften up. And I do think that you were the stubborn one here when it comes to this like kind of problem, when it comes to this row, when it comes to this disagreement you had with this person. You are the stubborn one. You were the stubborn one. But I do know that you had so many problems, internal problems and difficult issues that you were dealing at the time, and everything else was like worse. And all this happened at a time when you were going through so many difficulties, and you had a row with this person in your life because that person was like so kind of like honest with you, and you did not like that that person was honest with you about something so specific that you're doing and you shouldn't be doing. And you know this, you were aware of this, and this was getting on your nerves. You couldn't deal with it at the time because you knew it was the truth, my gorgeous Torini. So this is why this is going to be so important indeed. Okay, so when you hear at the beginning of this week that this person has done something wonderful for that other person in your life, it's really kind of gonna start changing things, and you will really start seeing this person in a different light. You will feel then and there, you will know that a lot was done to you in terms of like when you want to have this reconciliation or whatever, this meeting or discussing things or sorting things out. A lot was done to you. You're a very strong person and very powerful person in terms of your energy, my gorgeous Torini. And sometimes you are like very kind of dominant, without even realizing this, so this is what something to kind of remember. But the bottom line is that at the beginning of this week, you need to understand that not only through this reconciliation when it comes to this person, and this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Through this reconciliation, you are going to get, number one, so much confidence. So this was like draining your energy, and it was affecting your confidence. The fact that you were like kind of falling out with somebody who means to you so much, this has been actually affecting your confidence, my gorgeous Torini, quite a lot. So number one, you will get a confidence through this. Number two, you're gonna get like a strength in general, and number two, you're going to get a strength back. And number three, the most important when it comes to all this, you are going to have your own freedom back. You have no idea how important this is. There is so much more to it. There is so much more to it. Okay, because this like maybe this row hasn't even been that bad. Maybe this row hasn't even been that difficult. Maybe you were just offended about something, that you shouldn't maybe be offended by. Or maybe you were just like kind of angry about something. Or maybe something was getting on your nerves suddenly when it comes to somebody major in your life. And I understand that at the time you were going through so many difficult things. You had so many difficult issues to deal with. I get it. I understand. But, this is why this life, is sensitive in so many different ways, because there are so many things that affects us and we don't even recognize ourselves the way we deal with them. We only kind of realize that later on. But now I need you to snap out of this, my gorgeous Torini, and understand that, your confidence, strength, and your freedom, it's going to come back when it comes to this reconciliation, okay? And it's to do with like, there's no like proving right or wrong here, who is right or who is wrong, but that person was trying to point something out, and you just did not like it. That person was brutally honest with you and you did not like it. And you need to kind of really snap out of it. It's so important because this person, for a very, very long time. And how I see it here is just like someone going back to your childhood, really. That's how long you know this person. And maybe you didn't have a row or anything like that. Maybe you just were like kind of angry or pissed off about something. So you're going to realize it around the beginning of this week that you should reconnect with that person. It's all about reconnecting with that person. And this is why this is going to be so important for you, my gorgeous Torini, indeed. And also, around the beginning of this week, this beautiful, beautiful person, not that one who you had a row with. This is a different person. You're going to come across somebody who is really going to inspire you. This person around the beginning of this week, this woman, this really powerful woman, really beautiful woman, very content woman, very wise woman, very smart woman, her third psychic eye, it's like, oh my God, like really wide open. I can't even look at her because it's like I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. No, I'm joking. No, her third psychic eye is like really wide open, which means that she's extremely wise and extremely clever. But it's somebody who is like very powerful in your eyes. This woman is very successful. This woman is very powerful in your eyes. And this woman is doing things that you want to do or you would like to do. You really look up to this person and you really look up to this person's lifestyle. And there is something that that woman is going to be doing, at around the beginning of this week. And you're going to be looking at that woman and something is going to inspire you so much to the point where you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it whatsoever. And at some moment in time later on, you're going to find yourself, whether you like it or not, at some point within the nature. Whether you like it or not, my gorgeous Torini, it's going to happen. You're going to somehow find yourself within the nature. Or maybe it's going to be just part of the nature, like maybe a couple of trees are going to be around you, or maybe one tree is going to be in front of you, or maybe like a bunch of flowers are going to be growing somewhere, but somehow you're going to be in the forest, or you're going to be by the sea, or you're going to be by the river, or whatever it's, or maybe you're going to be looking through your window, towards the forest or something. However, it's going to happen later on, after that woman inspires you, somehow it's going to happen through you having this reconnection with the nature at the same time, where you are going to have this strange vision. This vision, it's going to be the direct result and the direct product of all your like kind of like realizations and ideas that you've had since you've kind of like realize what this woman is doing, so you're gonna have this vision, how you want like your life to be. And this is somehow going to happen while you're in the nature or whatever, but this is the direct result of all these ideas. But now you're just going to be able to benefit from seeing a bigger picture when it comes to all that. So it is to do with like a really powerful vision when it comes to what this woman inspired you in the first place. You will need to understand that the moment in time you have this vision, you will know that there are certain changes and adjustments that you are going to need to make, but you're not going to be able to kind of like stop thinking about it. And this in itself, it's enough sign for you to understand that the change in your life at this time, it's absolutely imminent, and this is the way to go. This is the path to follow. This is what you need to do, my gorgeous Torini. But the problem is, when it comes to these adjustments, you're going to become aware of there is something that, oh my God, in particular, you will absolutely hate. There is something that you're going to need to do, but you're just going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Oh no, I don't want to do that. There is something that you will so not want to do when it comes to all this. But that particular thing that you will not want to do, it's something that you should put as a number one, as the first thing that you will do, that you need to do. Oh, why? Because at the same time, you're going to set the boundaries, which are ever so important to set at this stage of your life, but you will not even know this. You will not even aware of this. You will not even going to be aware of this. You're only going to discover certain elements which are going to make you aware of this within the next like about 3 or 4 weeks, for example. But right now, this is what you need to understand. The moment in time you have this vision, you're going to be like blown away, but you will know that there are going to be adjustments that you're going to need to make. But then again, the one particular, there is a one that is the main one, kind of the main thing you will know you need to do in order to kind of start this process. In order to do this, there is something in specifically something specific which is going to be putting you off like there is no tomorrow, like, oh my God. But that particular thing that you're going to find the most off-putting when it comes to all this, it's of course the most important, because it's not about what you find off-putting, but it's more about once you do this, you're going to set the boundaries, and this you need to do as soon as you possibly can. Oh my God. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Torini, let me tell you this. You are going to have a really beautiful experience. There you go. Nice experience, like a social experience, maybe a little party, maybe a little celebration, or something is going to happen. There are going to be people around you. Maybe you're just going to go to the pub for a few drinks, or something, But it's basically like you are going to have a really nice little experience, like a social experience. Maybe you're just going to be at work and just chatting to your co-workers and maybe lunch break or something, but I know that there are going to be people around you. And there is some kind, not only you're going to have a really beautiful experience in general, but there is something you're going to find out. There is some kind of truth that you're going to find out. There is something you're going to become aware of. And that in itself is to do with like your passion, It's something to do with, like, what you are really, really passionate about, and what you should actually do in order to make your life so much more meaningful. You will realize what is really missing in your life. And this is ever so important to realize right now, and go for it, because at the same time, the very bad stage of your life, a very difficult stage, it's actually coming to an end. There is something negative that happened to you maybe within the last, like, about 10 days, within the last week, or within the last 10 days, something abruptly, something very abrupt happened, something surprised you. But then what happened and what surprised you, you kind of subconsciously knew that this is going to happen, and maybe you were actually glad a little bit about it, but because something has come to an end that you wanted to come to an end, that you did not enjoy. So this all means to me that a kind of a very dark stage of your life with that has come to an end. So which means that the sooner you become aware of this truth, what you're passionate about here, you need to, like, really take this on the next level, and what is missing in your life, and things like that. You need to kind of take this on the next level by making an important decision, and decision that you're gonna make. It's like a more like a beginning of some kind of adventure here, rather than anything else. And you have no idea how important this adventure it's actually going to be for you, my God, because the possibilities when it comes to this are going to be endless. But you're not going to find out this unless you consider this adventure, pretty much so, unless you consider this adventure, and that in itself, it's also going to require some kind of risk that you're going to need to take. But then again, this is not a risk, because this is more like a confirmation that in as little as like 4 months time, after this moment in time, your life is going to be looking much, much nicer than what it looks now. And I'm not saying that your life is horrible or anything like that, but I can see you being so happy in 4 months. I can see you being so happy, and I can see you like enjoying things you're not enjoying right now. I can see you like living your life in a different way in 4 months' time. Just because of this, your life is going to be so much more happier and so much more optimistic. I mean, come on, what is there not to like? Whoa. By the time you get to the last part of this week, now this is going to blow you away completely. This is going to blow you away completely. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Torini, you are going to feel some entities around you. You are going to feel some spirits around you. You are going to feel some angels around you. You're going to feel some spirit guides around you. There is no doubt about that to me whatsoever. In fact, there is going to be an instance where are you going to be in the middle of the night, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen, and it's maybe going to a little bit scare you, but then it's going to be like a good fear. Ooh, something is going on, something is happening. Normally you would be more scared, but now you're not going to be kind of scared as normally you would be. And this is because you will be able to feel and sense a really nice entities, you see. So why am I trying to say to you that at around the last part of this week, you okay, you will be feeling all sorts of spirit guides and guardian angels. But let me tell you this again. At around the end of this week, your spirit guide is going to be with you. At around the end of this week, my gorgeous Torini, your spirit guide is going to be with you. What does that mean? It means that the spirit guide, your spirit guide, you will feel this. You will feel this. It's going to be very specific. You will feel stronger. You will feel different. You will feel more content. You will feel more courageous to do things that you know you should do, but you just emotionally you did not get there. You're gonna feel different. You will be guided by your spirit. They're gonna be, I don't know how to explain this differently, but there are gonna be all sorts of signs that you are gonna have. The bottom line is, you're not only gonna be guided by your spirit guide, you will be guided by your spirit guide towards prosperity. Towards prosperity. All I can say to you, you need to be as open-minded as you can at this stage of your life. This is a lot down to you being open-minded, and relying on your intuition as much as you possibly can. If you think that I'm talking nonsense right now, then you're just going to close yourself up and none of this is going to work. If you are seeing me as someone who is saying to you, that there's something that you should do, if you take this seriously, already you are like knocking on this door, which are most certainly going to be wide, wide open, by the end of this week. What am I trying to say? There are going to be all sorts of signs at the end of this week. They will be intense. They will be different. I want you to follow every single sign and see where is it going to take you. See where is it going to take you. You will be guided towards prosperity, my gorgeous Torini. There is no other way of saying this. You will be guided towards this, prosperity. You have to follow your intuition, because there is something very, very interesting you are going to find out and you are going to discover. What are you going to find out and what are you going to discover? It's going to in turn into the most spontaneous challenge of your life. But at the same time, you if this happened like about 2 or 3 months ago, you would be running in an opposite direction. But now you're gonna feel so confident about this, like there is no tomorrow. Why? Because this is of course going to be really, really successful. And this is when such a interesting stage of your life, it's actually going to start here. So your spirit guide is gonna be guiding you towards towards prosperity. You have to follow the signs, every single one of them. All these signs are gonna be guiding you towards the right direction, towards the specific path where you are gonna discover something you would never discover otherwise, some kind of challenge that normally would put you off, but now you're gonna be so confident about it. Why? Because you will already know that this is gonna be really, really successful for you in the shortest period of time. Oh my God. Okay, my gorgeous Torini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.